Houston, back when I was 28, 29. Going against him in Tennessee is where it started when they had Vanden Bosch, Albert Hainsworth, Javon Curse. They were doing the wide nines then, and that's why I always wanted wide nines, and we got that with Chris Eric.
Your win against Schwartz was the December 2008, 13-12.
Oh, that is Tennessee.
Yeah. So were you the play caller, or were you sharing with Kubiak?
In 2008, shared with Kubiak. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah, I do. It's a good game. I don't look at it that way, but it's would love to get a win, but it's lots of different situations, lots of different teams, lots of different quarterbacks. But whoever he's been with, his defense has always been similar and very tough to go against.
You probably would have preferred to have your bye week in the middle of the season, but now that it's finally coming up, I mean, do you consider that an advantage for those last 4 games of the season after it?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, now we're so used to it, kind of don't want to get out of any rhythm either. Probably would have preferred it earlier when we were more banked up, just to buy a couple extra days or extra week for guys to return. I think we are getting healthier now, but I do think our guys need some rest just mentally, just as probably even more than physically. Especially on a short week coming off that Monday night deal. I think the reason guys are riding high because they know after this game, regardless of what happens, they're going to get about 5 days off, and some of the guys deserve, and hopefully that helps us mentally and physically, and we can come back and make a run at this.
Do you sense that you and your staff emphasizes sleep more now than maybe when you got into the league in Tampa?
Definitely more than when we got into the league. No one talked about it back then for anybody. I started hearing about it more. I want to say when I was in Cleveland was the first time I was on a team that someone came in and presented all that stuff to us, and the doctors told us how much smarter we'd be with 10 hours of sleep a night. I was like, yes, but we have too much to do for that. But then it kind of just stressed you out because you realize how you're not getting that sleep and what it does. But being more aware of that, changing schedules up, try to tinker with it each year, but it's definitely something that science is accurate on. It's important.
Judge Ricky off of his stats in the last couple of weeks he's been back. How has he looked, from your vantage point, and trying to get him back up to? He had a great start to the year and kind of had to set back with that injury. So how you got back up?
Yeah, I watch how guys move, how they block, how they execute their routes, how they beat man coverage, how long it takes to get their spots and zones, and I see zero difference with Ricky now into his 3 games. It's one of the, I think, the things you didn't have to worry about as much with receivers, but now in the day of age of everyone talking about stats and fantasy stuff 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, it does put pressure on those guys a lot. I used to hear it from people's uncles when I came out of the game. Walked out of a stadium hearing how I messed up their fantasy game, not getting their nephew the ball and stuff like that. But now I know just that stuff's so talked about and everything. But KB went for 150 2 weeks in a row. And I think KB's played the same each week. Sometimes that stuff's out of receivers' hands. Sometimes it's just unbelievable some of the opportunities they get and what they do in them. But usually it's where the zones are going and the opportunities they get just based off of coverage.
Is he getting more attention from defenses?
No, not at all.
I know you touched on this before, talking about guys need a rest. Coming out of this break, you have 3 of 4 with teams that are playoff level. Is it kind of maybe serendipitous that you're getting this break right before you have to go through this gauntlet to make a run and secure playoff spot?
It could be. It all depends when you play them. A team can look one way one week and they can lose a couple guys on a Sunday and they're a totally different team that next week. So, when you come out, we had a last place schedule this year, which could be a really good schedule, and then all of a sudden by a certain time in the year it looks like a tough schedule because teams are just different than they were the year before. And that does change week to week. You look at a team like the Cowboys now, and I feel like they've got 5 different players on defense watching them last night than they did a month ago, stuff like that. So teams change week to week based off injuries, things that happen. So that's why I rarely look very far ahead. That's why I'm not even sure who we got yet until we come back from the bye week. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks.